Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to Two Perfect Gentlemen. I'm DaMinion.
On the promise, and today we're going to be talking to you faggots about MLG. We
Mm.
just got back. No, we didn't just get back. I'm a fucking liar. What is today's date? It's September. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. It's September. That happened. So you
Mm.
know that now, thanks to me. So we got back like little less than a week ago at this point. Went down to Raleigh. Me, DaMinion, and Ray Kazi spent the weekend there and went to MLG. Raleigh sucks. MLG doesn't.
It's very true.
Um, it was cool. It was just whatever. It's MLG. But I mean, so pretty much what we wanted to do now was tell you people about just the general, I guess, experience of MLG and, um, I guess how things happen, to talk about League of Legends, maybe future MLG, stuff like that. So, I don't know. What do you think about the stupid thing we did over the weekend?
Well, I thought it was awesome. Um, Big MLG fan. We spent most of our time with the StarCraft folks, so um, the one thing I didn't like about it was that the StarCraft people that were here versus the ones that were in BlizzCon, they didn't seem to be as energetic. Like the LOL people, you're sitting over there, we're watching it, and there was a couple of times you turn to look at me and we're like, I really want to know what the fuck's going on over there, because they were like, oh, and it's it was a very awesome experience though. I really enjoyed it. Want to do it more. Spent some time talking to Ray Kazi. Ray Kazi seems to want to be in the open bracket next year, so we might try to get in there. Um, we're gonna get demolished, steamrolled even, but whatever. Especially if Leenock or Crank starts back at the bottom of the open bracket. Uh, they're not going to, but
Linak wasn't in the open bracket, was he?
yeah, Leenock was in the open bracket.
This year?
Yeah, he
No,
worked his way up
Crank
through it.
was.
Yeah,
Why the
and
fuck was Linak in the bottom bracket?
I don't know, probably because he was working on WCS rather than doing the MLG stuff.
Whatever, he came in first.
Yes, he did.
He came in
Horrible
first.
games at the end. Horrible. I was really upset by that. Yeah, I mean Raleigh's okay. It's not really what I would consider to be a big city. It's just like Richmond to me, um, and just about every other really small city on the East Coast. It's got a lot of old buildings. Although I will give Raleigh some props. Their older buildings have been kind of refurbished, so they look a little better. Unless you go down towards what college campus did we go to?
UNSC.
Yeah. So unless you go down towards there, and that was creepy.
Yeah, no, but that was just like your typical college town. It's just, a weird amalgamation of old and new and terrible
Yeah.
Volkswagen bugs with eyelashes.
Yes. That,
Um,
that was fantastic.
yeah, no, my sentiments mirror yours pretty much. Like, yeah, the League crowd was super into League of Legends, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, you'd swear to Christ, Jesus was like coming out of somebody's vagina on that stage, like 4 times a day. It was insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was weird because like a lot of the people that were sitting like with us in the StarCraft section, like they were there to watch StarCraft. Like they were genuinely interested in watching these matches. They were just really um bad with their feelings and
Yeah, I
emotions.
guess.
They were
Yeah.
probably molested as children, most of them, I would assume, um, by animals.
Yeah.
That's typically the behavior I see from animal molestees. Um, they just weren't into it, and like I don't know, it felt weird being the only people like in our row who were like, "Oh, banelings!" And everyone else is like, "Yes,
So many of
banelings,
those.
indeed. That is
Yeah.
a
They're
that is
probably sitting
a
back there taking
superb baneling
notes.
bust. The
Yeah.
precision makes my nipples so hard." And we're just like, "Yeah, banelings!" And it was weird. And then people clapped and I don't know, whatever. It was what it was. It was still cool though because we saw um like some really awesome matches. I think my favorite match of the entire weekend, um, which I'll say in the video if I can ever get the piece of shit uploaded, um, is probably Puma versus Hero game 1, because it lasted for 67 minutes, I think.
Yep.
And it was just like a huge fucking war of attrition. It reminded me of the game we watched for the GCS finals, or the GSL finals, MMA versus MVP. It was just like a knockdown, drag-out brawl that lasted for an hour.
Yeah.
And really it just boiled down to tiny mistakes just stacking up in someone's favor. Really awesome. Really awesome. Puma lost that first one?
No, I want to say that Puma knocked Hero out. Because he tried to do the same thing the second time, and Puma completely demolished it.
Yes, yeah. I didn't remember what happened after that, but yeah, no, that was my favorite match. My favorite series would probably have to be, I don't know.
Well, I could tell you two of my favorite series.
Probably, honestly, Crank versus Hero.
Yeah, that's
even
one of
though Crank lost and I totally didn't want him to, it was a really good series, and he definitely gave Hero a run for his money.
Yeah, sure did.
Which was really cool for a kid no one knew, who was pretty much brought by Total Biscuit personally to compete. And what was he? He was like 26-0 before he lost his first game.
Yeah,
not
he
even
blew
set,
through
but
the
his first
entire
game.
open bracket without losing a single game.
Yeah, he was undefeated through the entire bottom, and then made his way up into the group play. It was like 26-0 before he lost just a game, not even a match, just a game. He ended up winning that match, and then he won his first match a couple rounds later. So I mean, he's insane, absolutely insane. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Hero versus Puma. I'm a fucking idiot faggot. It was Ryung versus Puma, because it was TVT. I'm stupid. Of course, it wasn't PVT.
Oh yeah, Ryung versus Puma.
It was Ryung
You're
versus
right.
Puma.
I still think that he's a fucking Zerg. I don't know why. I feel like he's a Zerg.
I don't know, but yes, it was Ryung versus Puma, because it was TVT, an hour long, just siege tanks, Thors, Banshees, Vikings, Marines, Marauders, Medevac, everything that race has to offer was just getting flung at everybody.
Yeah.
In really awesome fashion. I think my favorite player, is Crank. It's followed closely by Scarlet.
Yep.
Just because she tore everyone a new one pretty much the entire weekend. Everybody she played, she just fucking demolished. Vibe, what was it, 4 times? 5 times? I don't even know how many games they played together.
I'm going to have to go a little bit. I actually had 3 favorite players. Crank. I want to say Ryung, but I can't. Crank, Idra, and there's one other person. Scarlet. Crank, Idra, and Scarlet.
Idra had a weird weekend, because Idra was just steamrolling people, and we walked into that place on day 2 expecting him to just keep
steamrolling
his march, and then he got beat by Sasquatch, didn't he?
He did get beat by Sasquatch, but that was an MLG. What was it, WSL that we were watching? The
WCS.
WCS. That one was the one where he went up against Vibe, and Vibe rushed him twice and fucked him up. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And then he got knocked out of that.
And I felt really bad because Idra totally deserved that win. Like you remember the Baneling spread and everything? Like he took his drones and spread it out all over the place, but he still couldn't manage to.
He had good micro, but
the only thing that he could have done to save himself was to cancel the expansion.
Yeah, and not kill his third or his queen.
Those were later games, but yeah.
It doesn't matter. He killed his own fucking third with his queens.
With his queens, 3 of them. Yep.
Idra, the new king of AWOC. That's his title. He's the king of AWOC.
Yeah.
AWOC's his queen's into his third and fucking butt fucks it to death.
It was great though.
Almost
I mean,
kills his own
he
queen.
still kicked. I forget who he was going up against. It was another Zerg player, right? Yeah, because it was Roach. It might have been Vibe. It might have been Vibe because I think they were doing Roach, Hydra, and Fester builds.
What is first play? Does he play
First?
I don't remember. Firstly, it was ZVZ, wasn't it, for the final match?
First is Protoss.
Is he Toss? I don't
Yeah.
remember. I'm looking at the brackets trying to figure out who Idra did that stupidness to. It might have been versus Sasquatch or Sierra.
Yeah, he's Protoss.
He might have done it against Sierra.
Yep. I will say that I was really disappointed in the final matches. Like, even though, I mean, it was best of 7. First tried to do the same thing every time, and Leenock countered it perfectly every time, but won.
Well,
so,
yeah, I mean, that was only because he was going for a Harriet Tubman, realized it wasn't going to happen, and just GG'd. It's into the game.
Just for you guys that are listening, a Harriet Tubman is what we call a Nidus network. So, Underground Tunnel.
Railroad slaves, Harriet Tubman.
So that's where that comes from.
Right, racist assholes. No, we're not. Never mind. What's the other thing we have?
The Abraham Lincoln.
The Barack Obama.
The Barack Obama, yeah.
That's just sending Marines on a suicide mission to someone's base.
It's terrible, but whatever.
What's the Abraham Lincoln again?
I don't remember. It's like door drops or...
We have Special Forces Roaches.
Special Forces Roaches.
Yep. They go underground, Special Force style. It's pretty cool.
Kick ass.
Whatever. We stop talking about our stupid names for StarCraft things.
Well, we have to if we're going to be bringing them up in the cast.
Well, yeah, no, that's cool, but we don't need to go into the Abraham Lincoln, the Barack Obama, and the fucking Special Forces Roaches.
Yeah. But, yeah, so first Protoss player did good against, I guess it was Hero.
First and Hero had a really good series.
Yeah. But I don't...
Was really neat.
I don't remember First ever making it to any really final stages of a tournament, so I think his nerves were pretty racked especially when he went up against Leenock, who won MLG last winter, I think. So, I can kind of relate.
Yeah, but motherfucker swept Tasia.
That's
and
true.
he almost swept Hero. Hero just squeaked by that first victory.
Who else swept Tasia? There's somebody else.
What, that swept Tasia?
Yeah.
Let's go
It was
back.
Crank.
Tasia swept Revival, and then Tasia ended up... See the winners bracket.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive us if we have to go back and look at this shit. That we watched so many games.
Yeah, we watched a lot of StarCraft that
sick.
weekend. If you're mad at us, shut the fuck up and go away. Tasia. Tasia swept a bunch of people. Leading up to his...
Yeah, but he got knocked out by somebody, and I can't remember.
Well, Crank beat Tasia in the first game of Group A, 2-1. And it knocked him down where he beat Illusion.
Oh, you're right. It was First and Tasia. Yeah, it was First and Tasia.
Yeah, I mean, Crank's game against Tasia was really... All of Crank's games were really good. And then Hero swept him 2-0 to drop into loser's bracket.
And you know what it was? It was because Hero's so used to the Protoss cheese that he's able to counter it perfectly. And he did every time. Like, he would drop... Oh, who was it that had a... There was a... pylon in somebody's base when they tried to do a fast rush. What was it? That wasn't Leenock. Because it was a pylon landed next to another pylon.
It was just sitting there for like an hour.
No, because whoever was attacking... Oh, it was Crank versus Hero. Hero dropped a pylon in Crank's base... Crank realized it, and then he quit the game. He GG'd out.
Oh,
it was like the last game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing though. Like, I if I had to choose a number one favorite player out of the entire MLG series, it'd be Crank. And to be honest with you, if Total Biscuit ever sees this, I really hope that he does start a new team, because I mean, Cynical Anything would be an amazing name. Cynical Crank, Cynical Anything. It'd just be totally worth it.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, to a degree, I just hope that he wouldn't bias himself when he's casting those games.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give it to him for the amount of airtime that Crank got. He handled himself really well as a caster.
Yeah.
Like, he talked about it before the matches, how his nerves were, going or whatever. But once they actually got in there, like, he was totally unbiased and rooting for both players. And
yeah,
I got to give him credit for that. I've never heard that motherfucker cast StarCraft before, but he's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good, and him and Apollo made him a dick hard. It was a good casting team.
It was the best British casting team I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they were really good. So I hope TB does more StarCraft casting and keeps scouting StarCraft players that are amazing, because apparently he's good at it, or his wife is. I don't care. One of you fucking Brits do it. Doesn't matter to me.
I don't know that she's British, so I don't.
Whatever she is, I've never heard her talk. You know what?
Enough.
Now for that she's Angolian.
Angolian. All right.
Yeah, there we go. From Angola.
I never heard of it.
Angola?
Yeah.
It's in Africa. It's next to like Niger or something. Hold on, I just googled it. It's next to Zambia, Mozambique,
Okay.
Namibia, and the Congo, and Botswana. That's a great place. I'm gonna live in Botswana. Because it's a word that doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah, and I doubt very seriously they have any internet, so...
Botswana. I'll bring internet. They'll look at me like a god. I'll be the
Set up
man
a T1 line.
I'll be the man who brought the world to Botswana.
No.
I'll be like an emperor on a crown.
Now, I will say that Raleigh did have some pretty good food. Not gonna lie. That little intersection area right there, that was all gravy.
Well, I mean, it was a Jimmy John's. It was an Asian food place run by a black lady. A Mediterranean food place that was actually fairly good. I will give it that. A pizza place that was $7 for 2 fucking slices.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And an ice cream place that never seemed to be open.
Crema or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. Anytime Trev and I wanted to go get some fucking ice cream, they were closed, so they suck a dick.
Yep.
The Mediterranean place was really good, though. They had really good... I had tabbouleh for the first time in like 8 months. If you don't know what tabbouleh is, Google it. I'm not explaining it. And they had really good gyros, too. The Asian food place was good, don't get me wrong.
No, the Asian food place was fantastic.
Weird. It was run by a black lady.
$6 for a plate.
Big plate.
Yeah.
Big plate.
Yeah, it was a big plate. And then there was that mom and pop sandwich shop that we went to the first day, which was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, the best food I had at Raleigh was the sushi place.
Sono?
I don't know, maybe. The place we walked around for an hour to find.
Yes, and then we ended up bumping into Lenok with his trophy sitting in his seat, and we also saw, it was really cool, we turned around and we saw Day 9, Total Biscuit, Apollo, Clutch, JP, like they were all sitting at a table just behind Lenok, and Apollo came over and picked on Lenok a little bit, talked to him a bit. It was interesting experience. We didn't want to bother him because that's a douche thing to do. But there were people there that walked up there and talked to him. They seemed okay about it, although Total Biscuit's tweet a little later seemed to say otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, the food was great, the service was shit. And that's why you got 7 cents.
He did. He tipped her 7 cents.
I tipped you 7 cents.
I was a little nicer. I gave her 5.
Fuck that shit. Listen, I'm from New York City, okay? You would take an hour to get me food without saying a goddamn word to me. That doesn't bode well for you. And it wasn't even you that brought me my food. It was some other guy.
It was the guy that owned the restaurant.
No,
yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
People that
it
own
was.
restaurants don't work in the kitchen.
All right.
But an hour later, I get my fucking sushi, half an hour to get my fucking appetizer, and like 25 minutes to get a drink.
Mm.
No, not where I'm from, sweetheart.
Yeah, it was
You
pretty
got
bad.
7 cents. Buy yourself some Bazooka Joe.
Yeah, I'm
Have
not
a
gonna
good
lie.
time.
Yeah.
Fuck that. All right, so, as most of you know, League of Legends.
You see that? The instant smile? Like, all you had to say was League of Legends?
There
and my
was a
mouth is
faux
like,
pas. And I first learned about it when we were watching StarCraft, and I was surfing my Twitter feed to see what was going on, and everyone and their mother was talking about this ARAM match going on League of Legends stream. Now, if you don't know what ARAM is, it means all random, all middle. So pretty much everyone on both teams picks a random character. They all go to the middle lane, and they duke it out. Now,
that just sounds terrible.
For anyone who's not familiar with League of Legends, I'm going to try to put it in terms that you can understand. Think about it like this. You're playing Quake 3 Deathmatch. And then at the beginning of round 4, both teams decide, we don't want to play Deathmatch. We're going to play Capture the Flag instead for this round. That's roughly what they did.
Yeah.
Without asking anybody. And I mean, part of the enjoyment people get from watching League of Legends, honestly, is the character selection and ban section. It's like a game of chess where they go back and forth and they pick characters, they don't pick characters, they ban characters, they unban characters until they get an optimal setup. And I mean,
Yep.
that's a good 10 minutes right there. Well, no, I think 5 minutes, whatever. It's like 5 minutes of just like mental chess trying to pick which characters you want and which ones to ban.
So that you have the advantage.
Completely bypass that. Well, not even the advantage. You just want to break even. They completely bypass that whole part that fans love about it, and then pretty much, flushed all the other bits of strategy in the game down the toilet, and just everyone went middle and had a fucking Zerg fest. Which in and of itself, I mean, while it's a little ungentlemanly, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they have every right to. They're playing the stupid game. They can play it however they want. However, it had been brought to MLG's attention that there had been some collusion happening on a lunch break between the two teams, which were Dignitas and Curse Gaming, that it might be a swell idea to just throw the match and then split the prize money 10 ways between two places.
Yep.
Which, unless you're retarded, is not a good thing. So they pretty much kept these matches rolling until MLG had done enough investigation and corroboration to prove that this was the case, and then they ended up disqualifying both of them and awarding the prize money to the third and fourth place teams. No,
I think it was actually third, fourth,
through
fifth,
sixth.
and sixth. Yeah.
It was third through sixth place teams. Now League is a weird thing because they didn't just lose the prize money for this tournament. Anytime you play League of Legends in a tournament setting, you're also playing under the Riot Games rules. So every time you play a tournament, no matter who's hosting it, you get points for the Riot Game Tournament Championships.
Yep.
So everything they do adds up on that end too. So ultimately, no matter what you're playing at the moment, you could end up at the big Riot Games finals if your team has enough points. They're also stripped of those points as well, which is a fairly major setback.
Yep.
And
so they lost all those points as well as the prize money.
yeah, no money, no points. And then both teams came out and did apologies, and then reneged in their apologies, and then redacted their apologies, and
doesn't matter. Like, and what was great is some of the tweets that we read. Especially I loved Total Biscuit's tweets on it. He was like, "Well, way to go, LOL. You've just completely showed that your community is still a bunch of young kids, and I really thought that, yeah, he's right. Grow up. You need to play the way it's meant to be played. You can't just play it the way you want to play it and then fix the games. Like, that's stupid. It's so stupid. And when I watched a thing, and Curse Gaming, their entire team lives in a $4.4 million mansion. So I'm trying to figure out, like, you just fucked up on that house payment, buddy. But no, seriously though, like, from the sounds of it, if LOL doesn't, they're gonna have to do something to come back from this. Dota 2 is being looked to really hard right now as the next competitive MOBA. So
yeah, and this weekend is the international for Dota 2.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's gonna be fairly.
Now, is that going to be at PAX, or is that just something?
No,
that they're doing?
it's happening separately.
Okay.
It's the Star. I think it's happening separately. It's the Dota 2 International, and I mean, so far it's going swimmingly.
I'm sure it is.
Everybody loves it. And
well,
of
it's
course,
easier
Gabe
to watch.
Newell, yeah, and
more
of course,
fun to watch.
Gabe Newell is in cahoots with it, so everyone's got orgasms happening about that because of that bizarre god worship complex people have with him.
Yeah, that's not going to help Riot Games at all.
Oh no. Okay, the International 2 is happening at PAX.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yep.
I didn't know if it was or wasn't.
There's also some really cool StarCraft 2 stuff going down at PAX, but we can talk about that next week.
Yeah, this Trial of Zel Naga.
Yeah.
But yes, the International 2 is happening right now, and it's going swimmingly. You can watch it on Dota itself or the streams from PAX. And yeah, like Total Biscuit said, it's, for a game like League of Legends that's, it's weird because most organizations have wanted League to be in their competitive esports tournaments, and for a while League of Legends was resistant to join, and then finally they get them in, and then they pull shenanigans like this, which is a shame because
it's not Riot's fault. It's the players' fault.
Yeah, and that side of the convention center that whole weekend was packed, front to back, standing room only, pretty much. It was insane. Not even not even the StarCraft ones were packed that consistently. So I mean, they got a really big following, and I did notice that a lot of the people spectating League were of the younger variety. But I mean, that doesn't make a difference here, there, anywhere. I mean, once MLG gets back Halo 4 and Call of Duty, they're going to be there too. It's not a big deal.
Yep.
But for a burgeoning esport, you done fucked up when you're baptizing your entrance with collusion, match fixing, and prize splitting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think Dota 2 is a better competitive esport, and I actually agree because it's slower paced, it's more methodical. There's a little bit more strategy involved, just because of the pace alone. It's a little easier to watch. It's also a little harder to watch because it's slower. League has that going for it, where the matches are fast paced enough where you don't, zone out like the first 7 minutes of a StarCraft match. But I mean, for an industry, and not even yourself, but I mean, for an industry that's trying to get itself taken seriously, you don't really want to shoot yourself in the foot like that.
Yeah, the worst part about that too is it doesn't just affect LOL. To an extent, it also affects
everything.
StarCraft 2 and Soul Calibur and Mortal Kombat. Just esports in general, and I was really disappointed to hear that they did something like that. That was just it completely blew my mind. And then when there were some statements that Suppy was throwing matches for Idra and Huck, like that kind of threw me for a
it wasn't just Suppy. He wanted Suppy and somebody else to throw matches against Idra and Huck to let him advance.
It had to have been Puma. He was the other EG member there.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
I don't know.
and that was completely unsubstantiated. But I mean,
yeah, I don't think that was true.
That was just rumor, and that whole weekend was full of bullshit between Destiny's dick and just Twitter wars. It was
God. Yeah.
It was a weird weekend on Twitter for
God.
esports. Very weird.
You remember, it was so awkward too.
I read some shit last weekend, people. You understand me? I read. It was
pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
I saw some shit. I done seen it. Not good.
Yeah. Well, on the other hand, though, like there was StarCraft 2 members, pro players walking around, signing autographs. They were perfectly okay with it. Destiny, he got approached so many times. I saw him out in the
Destiny and Sheth.
And Sheth too.
They're both sitting in front of us.
Yeah, he was like my hope. I really wanted Sheth to win. At least get halfway through the bracket because he works so hard and he is such a nice guy. Totally deserves a win. Yeah. But a little more hard work and I'm sure he'll be rolling through this shit. But yeah, I mean, EG in control. Like, he came up and he was talking to people. Destiny, he was also talking to people. They were all very approachable. Like
Stefano,
yeah.
Some autographs.
At the Day 9 line, actually.
A fine young fellow by the name of
Sean Day 9
Plot signed my hat.
Yep. I'm going to get my signature probably framed and put up on my wall somewhere.
Send it to me, faggot. I'll frame it for you.
I will certainly do that, sir.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, everybody was really approachable. It was great because Day 9 actually wanted to know about us. It threw me off and it made me just
you need to lose your mind.
Yeah, because I really didn't think that he'd have enough time or the want really to. But it was great. It was really refreshing that he was like, oh really? Well, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to sign this really slow. I want you to tell me about it. And that's when I was like, and we got a video on it, and I'm sure that'll be put up soon.
Yeah, it's soon, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Things are breaking.
Yeah.
Cats are pissing on things.
See this? This is a MacBook Pro. You want to know what it is? A piece of shit. This is a piece of shit. This is 2 years old. It cost me $2,600. This is a piece of shit. Can't edit a goddamn thing without having a black screen. Piece of shit. Whatever. Yeah. I'm getting a new one in like 2 months. So.
And then in 2 more years he'll be talking about shit.
What?
In 2 more years, you're going to be talking about the same shit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Fucking black screen bullshit.
Tell you what I'm not going to do in that thing. I'm not going to play World of Warcraft on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Pretty sure that's what killed this one.
Play anything on it, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm not. I can't actually. I'm getting like the 13-inch with the integrated shit. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. That we have the video of that. That'll be up. I didn't really talk to Day 9. I just told him I was Two Perfect Gentlemen number B. He laughed, signed my hat.
And he called himself like Joseph Sparring or something. I don't even know what name you told him your name was. You're like, yeah, my name's Joseph blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You said I'm Two Perfect Gent number B.
There was a name. I heard a name.
I didn't say a name.
Okay.
I know exactly what I said to him. Right. Told him I was Two Perfect Gent number B, and he was like, haha, like Jay. And I was like, haha, sign my hat. He was like, okay. You want a dick? And I was like, I don't know. You just do whatever you want. Draw a dick. It doesn't matter to me. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Look forward to meeting him.
Trev got your tab signed. And
some other time. And then he rubbed it off.
With his big, fat, black fingers.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
For those of you that haven't seen his videos in the back of my truck, you should certainly take a look at those. They're pretty funny. A lot of wind. But, we had some shenanigans along the way as well. We were pulling into the Denny's parking lot, and like I'd floor it, and Ray Kazi just like tumbled across the back of the truck, and all you could hear was boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was a fantastic time. I really want to do it again. As a matter of fact, we're planning on going to the fall
You're
MLG.
Planning on going to Dallas.
I'm definitely going.
I'm hoping to go to Dallas.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean we're not planning on it, though. So we're still trying to plan on it. We got a friend out there that's going to put us up, so that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, actually, since I'm not going to school this semester, I guess there's really no reason not to.
Oh, why do you have to put it off?
What?
Your school.
I already told you, because it's too late.
Oh.
So I just got to cram winter and shit, whatever.
Yeah. We'll talk about it later, but
yeah,
anyway,
so, yes,
yeah.
Hope to see you at Dallas.
Hope
well,
to see you in
not
Dallas.
But you.
Yeah, because he doesn't
No,
give
not
a shit.
you. You.
You?
Yes, you.
You?
I'm gonna see
Me?
you in Dallas.
Me?
Not you. You.
Not me. You.
You.
Oh, fuck it. Whatever. So yeah, we were on the big screen like 12 times too. We tried to get the shirts on there, but you know, the camera guys didn't know how to zoom right, apparently.
Or focus.
Or focus.
There's a ring you got to turn. It's complicated.
No.
Weird.
It was
weird. They don't really
crazy,
teach you that in
but...
camera guy school. But yeah, if you have the VODs,
you should go back and watch them.
Look at the face. You'll see it. I might be blowing you kisses. I did that a lot with camera kisses. I was like, "What's up? How you doing?" And the guy was like, "Oh, so nice."
I was normally laughing because this guy was making kissy faces. So.
Yeah, we're trying to make out with Rick Hazy, and he was totally not into it. I was such a fucking cock tease. Take you to MLG and get him to make out with me, and the fucking bro.
Yeah, I know. I even bought him a bed.
Bummer. It's a bummer. All right.
So anyway,
yeah.
I think this pretty much wraps everything up. If you guys have any questions, you want to know, what MLG is about, or you just have general questions about it, feel free to comment below. Subscribe, please, and I guess we'll talk to you guys next time.
Yeah, do everything he said. Wait, no, he said. I don't know where my picture is. In this general vicinity, you do whatever he said. Because I don't know what we're uploading this to, so just do what he said.
All right, ladies and gents, have a good night.